What's up flight crew and welcome to another pre-flight video. So today pag-usapan natin ng mga must-haves and nice to have na mga gamit for student pilots. Yung mga mamimension ko mga gamit ngayon is very helpful para sa mga piloto whether you are a student pilot or a veteran pilot. So, let's start. So the number one on our list is the Aviation Headset. So most pilots will have their own headset and yung iba kasama na to sa pilot kit pag nag-enroll ka sa flight school, but yung iba they opt to buy a better quality headsets. One popular brand ng aviation headset is the David Clark. They are very reliable. Pero hindi lang naman actually limited doon, marami actually. Bose A20, gustong-gusto ko yun pero it's super expensive. Pero grabe naman ang quality. So, if you want to have a clearer headset, I suggest you invest in a good quality headset. Magagamit mo ito in the long run, not just in flight school. Pag nagtrabaho na kayo, as a pilot, for sure magagamit yung headset. Kaya I suggest to buy a good quality and very comfortable headset. Kasi every flight gagamitin nyo yung headset nyo. Right now, I'm using Era headset. Bihira ako nakakita ng gumagamit ng Era. Pero for me, this is a good headset. Pero usually nga, ang nabibili is David Clark. And yun yung usually nakikita ko na ginagamit ng mga student pilots. Okay, so number 2 on our list is the flight computer, the plotter, and the map. Etong tatlong to. Usually, kasama rin to sa pilot kit na ibibigay sa'yo when you enter a flight school, pero sa iba wala. So if hindi man kasama to sa pilot kit nyo, you can buy them at least kahit second hand lang as long as it is in good quality pa and magagamit mo talaga to. Well, flight computer, usually we use this to calculate the fuel burn ng aircraft natin, yung time, yan, yung wind correction, yan. Tsaka itong plotter, ginagamit naman natin to find our heading, and of course, the map for navigation. Yes, as a student pilot, kahit we are in a world of technology na andiyan ang GPS, we still use this map. Maraming kinds of map. We can get a sectional chart, VFR terminal chart, and this one is a WAC chart. Mostly gagamitin nyo to lalo na pag mag-pre-flight planning kayo, and when you are in ground school, you're definitely going to use this. Papagamitin kayo ng calculator for checking, pero you need to learn how to use especially this one. This is the flight computer. Very helpful to, especially when you're making navlogs. And also the plotter, ito nga sinasabi ko kanina, to find your heading. And of course, the map. It doesn't need naman na brand new bilhin nyo. Syempre, medyo may kamahalan yung gamit na yan when you buy brand new. Pero you can get a second hand sa mga former student pilots. Kasi usually, hindi naman na gumagamit nito. Ako personally, gumagamit ako ng calculator para mas accurate. Pero kasi when you are in flight school, you will go down to the very basics of pre-flight planning. Kaya you really have to use this. So if you have a friend na nakatapos na ng flight training nila, you could ask them and buy their materials na ginamit nila nung nag-ground school sila. Okay, the third on our list is our pilot's bag. Okay, so medyo malaki. Hindi ko alam kung kasya sa frame ng camera. Usually, kasama rin ulit to sa pilot kit na binibigay ng flight school. Pero if you opt to get a better quality or a comfortable bag, kasi for sure, you will use your bag wherever you go. Lalo na pag nag-cross country flight kayo, all essential items nandoon sa bag nyo. I suggest you get a bag that is comfortable to bring and has space to accommodate all your things. Syempre, yung quality. Mas maganda, syempre gamit na gamit nyo yung bag nyo, kaya quality is the key for longevity. I'm not discouraging you to buy cheap bags. Kung yun lang talaga kaya pa sa ngayon, then go for it. Pero if you can, you should invest in a good quality bag talaga. Kasi hindi mo lang naman siya magagamit in your flight training. If you wanna go somewhere else and hindi ka mapalit-palit ng bag, I suggest buy a bag that you are comfortable wearing and bringing around. Diba? So, yon. Number 4 is GPS. Now, I mentioned kanina na when you are in flight training, you are going to do the basics. Pero, this is not a requirement when you enter a flight school. Hindi mo siya talaga kailangan. I will say it is a nice to have item. So, GPS, ginagamit ko siya personally for cross-checking, especially when I am doing solo cross-country. There are procedures naman kapag nawala ka, pero it is better to have a tool para hindi ka mawala, di ba? Usually newer aircrafts, bigger aircrafts, Airbus, Boeings have GPS on board na. But most flight schools, walang GPS yung mga aircraft nila. One good example of this is the Garmin Aera, pero is super expensive. If you opt to go for the cheaper one, meron naman, or pwede yung mga smartphones natin, i-turn natin to a GPS device. So, we have our smartphone's location turned on, and we have an application to use kung gagamit tayo ng GPS. So, you can download GPS apps at Play Store and App Store. So, if you wanna cross-check kapag you're doing cross-country flights, you can. And for sure, hindi ka mawawala when you have a GPS. So, it is actually a nice-to-have item. It is not a must-have, pero it's a nice-to-have. Number 5 is simulator. Of course, meron naman tayo talagang simulation before we enter the flight training. Bago tayo mag-in-flight training, gumagamit muna tayo ng simulator. Pero mas maganda kung meron tayong simulator sa bahay natin. All you need is a computer with a simulator application, X-Plane or Microsoft Flight Simulator, or anything na basta masisimulate in flight. And then you have the yoke, I think a Logitech yoke, and throttle. Kung may rudder pedals, much better. Kung makita nyo sa picture, yan yung, it's a kind of simulator. So, kung meron kayo nun, you could practice yung handling, yung mga maneuver sa bahay nyo. So, kagaya ngayon, pandemic, konti ang lipad, you can still be current in your handling, in your maneuvers, kasi meron kang simulator sa bahay. So, it's really a must-have, I think, para sa mga student pilots, para nakakapag-practice kayo sa bahay and hindi kayo mahihirapan when you transition in flight. And yun nga, para sa currency nyo. Hindi nyo malilimutan yung mga procedures, yung mga ginagawa in flight. So, the next on our list, number 6 is, I think most people think this as a fashion item only. And I think you know what I'm talking about. Shades, di ba? So, well, we pilots use shades to protect our eyes. It's not just for fashion use only. Yes, it looks cool on us, pero it has a special purpose when we fly. When we wear our shades, we protect our eyes from glare. So, avoid buying polarized sunglasses kasi I think it has an effect in flight sa mga laminated materials. Our windshield is a laminated material, so medyo may effect ang polarized glasses. I don't recommend buying cheap glasses. I'm not saying buy super expensive ones. Siguro yung mga mid-range lang na quality. It helps protect our eyes when we fly. Kasi when you buy cheap products, you can compromise the safety of the flight. Kasi yung lens is really not made for flying. And yung mata nyo rin, pwedeng ma-damage. Kasi magkakaroon kayo ng eye strains. Kasi hindi made yung lens for protection of the eyes. So, avoid buying fake sunglasses nga. So, may maraming mga sunglasses na pwede kang pagpilian that are not very expensive. Pero yun nga, we use this to protect our eyes when we fly. So, get a good quality one. Number 7 is handheld radio or aviation radio. Now, knock on wood, sana wag naman mangyari. Most common issue kasi na na-encounter nating in flight is lost communications or loss of radio communications. May procedures naman when you have a lost radio, if you cannot transmit and if you cannot receive, may mga procedures naman dyan. Pero it is a good investment to have a backup radio, which is those handheld radio. But note, not all handheld radios are meant to transmit or receive aviation frequency bands. So, meron tayong mga air bands and there are certain handheld radios lang na kayang masagap yung mga frequencies na yon. Make sure when you are buying a handheld radio, pwede siya for air band frequency. Very helpful to when you are in flight, especially kapag nawalan ka ng radyo. You can use the backup radio to transmit and receive kasi napaka-critical ng communication when we are in flight. So, it is a must-have for every pilots to have a backup radio, especially when they are doing cross-country flights. Yun talaga kasi yung mga common na nangyayari or issue ng mga eroplano natin, especially in flight training. Nawawalan tayo ng radio. Last but not the least, and na-mention ko na rin yata ito before my previous vlogs, are reference material or books. For me, I highly recommend for student pilots, the Jeppesen Private Pilot Book. Very, very helpful to in your ground school. And not just in your ground school, in your aviation career. Yes, it's true when you transition to airlines, transition to the aviation industry, kapag nag-work na kayo, andyan na lahat. Meron na tayong mga GPS on board, hindi ka na magbe-basics. Pero, syempre, when all of those technologies failed, a pilot should rely on his knowledge. And dapat current pa rin tayo sa knowledge natin sa mga theories in flight. Kaya, it is better to have a book na pwede mong basahin. Siyempre, makakalimutan natin yung iba due to disuse. Para if in case na gusto mong balikan, pwede mong basahin ulit yan. And be current again sa mga naturo in your flight training. So, yun lang. All the things that I mentioned are a good investment talaga when you are in your flight training. Not all of this is necessary in flight school, pero some of these are nice to have. And magagamit mo talaga siya in the long run and all throughout your aviation career. If you are a pilot on a budget, huwag kayong magalala. Even if these things are expensive, makakahanap pa rin kayo ng mga gamit na hindi naman ganun kamahalan, pero quality pa rin. So you just really have to dig deep and search. For sure yan, marami naman sa online ng mga gamit or mga similar na items na mga na-mention ko kanina na quality and pwedeng-pwede nyong gamitin at super makakatulong in your flight training. That's all, guys. So if you think I have forgotten something, feel free lang to comment it down below. So before I end this video, guys, I want to share one product that I love. It is a product of my friend, Pilot Mats. So as you can see, right beside me is his coffee, the Luxury Wings coffee. So you can buy this at Shopee. So I will link his Shopee shop in the description. So if you want to buy his coffee, click nyo lang yan and super sarap ng kape niya. Promise, hindi kayo magsisisi. Lalo na sa panahon ngayong maulan, very nice uminom ng kape. Just go in the description, click the link, and it will direct you to his shop at Shopee. Add to cart na. So anyways, guys, that's all. If you have a question, feel free to comment it down below. I will try to respond to it as soon as I can. And kung need yun gawa ng video, gagawa natin yan ng video. So if you like the video, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you will be alerted when I post a new video. Thank you, guys. Stay safe. And see you on the next reflight video. Bye-bye!
Passing, 10,000, roll 7,000.